We have done a few episodes crossing over Mahjong with different forms of design, like architecture, furniture, and cheongsam. This time, let's do something more light-hearted. We are going to talk about Mahjong Cake. If you just Google image search for Mahjong Cake, you will be amazed how popular Mahjong is a theme for cakes. This reflects how much Mahjong is liked by people. Cake being sweet and heart-filling is closely associated with happiness and joyful moment to be shared. It's extended to cover other good things as found in idioms like a piece of cake or a cakewalk means a light and easy task. A slice of cakes means sharing profit or reward. A hotcake stands for something selling well, and the icing on the cake for something that makes a good seasoning even better. A delicious cake treats the guest's taste buds, and an interesting garnished cake provides feast to the eyes and becomes a centerpiece for an event, which makes a great props for photos. A specially designed cake easily brings out the theme of an event and makes the gathering very festive and memorable. The effort put into a bespoke cake also tells the receiver how much he or she is cared for and loved. And often, the blowing of candles and cutting of a cake could be the climax of an event, making it ceremonial. That is why people say a party without cake is just a meeting. To make or select a cake, the types of cake and fillings are important early decisions, and they also relate very much to individual tastes and preferences. As I am not an expert in this area, I better leave these to other online resources, as there are so many recommendations, recipes, and tutorials shared by other bakers and cake experts. I will focus more on the design and looking of the cake here. Whether one makes his own cake or order one, the time and budget available are inevitably important considerations. Then comes the size of a cake, which depends very much on the number of guests and whether the cake is shared just as part of the ritual or is really served as a dessert. There are templates or guides which relate the cake size of cakes to the numbers of serving. Special thematic cakes are often made for an important event and are normally larger in the size. In many ways, designing and making a cake is highly creative and share many similarities with designing a building or making a sculpture. It involves good skills of art and craft, or art skills like sculpting, color mixing and matching, painting with brushes or palette knives, and calligraphy are all applicable, while special skills for cakes like piping, embossing, dripping, and sugar craft are highly artistic and ornamental, if not magical. For a cake, the form and structures are as important as a building. Like a high-rise, a tall cake built out of tiers and columns make it more iconic, though it's also much more challenging to construct a tall cake than a fatter one. Like doing real sculpture, to do anything more sculptural, a strong body is important. The theme of Mahjong is most often used for birthday cakes and certain tiles like the Chinese word of fat, which brings the blessing of having fortune, or a big winning hand of grand three trees, 第三元, grand for happiness, 第四喜, and 13 terminal tiles, 13腰, are popular design. Blank Mahjong tiles also provide good canvas for people to put names and blessing words on. For Mahjong cakes, it could be conventional cakes decorated with Mahjong tiles together with other items like chips, dice, and coins, or tailor-designed one. Mahjong tiles are often made out of chocolate, embossed with graphics from special molds, topped with edible prints, or hand-drawn with Mahjong character and icons. Often, square cakes are turned into a Mahjong table to hold the decorative toppers, or rectangular ones to represent giant Mahjong tiles. The icing can range from harder fondant that provides a fine smooth surface to receive other fine piping, to buttercream or whipped cream. Despite cakes coming in a great variety of color themes, Mahjong tiles are conventionally conceived as a combination of white and green. White comes naturally as flour, egg white, whipped cream, sugar icing, and marshmallow, or even in the East as rice powder or tofu. White green, apart from food colorings, come easily from grinding all forms of leaves like veggie, pandan, or green tea. It can also come from nuts like pistachio or fruit like avocado, kiwi, or grape. As I'm coming from Hong Kong, I want to provide my audience with a list of places where they can order such a cake. I start from my initial research down below in my description, and if you are a baker or a bakery shops in Hong Kong and want me to cover yours, please write to me as comments or send an email to our shop. I will try to include your information in my description below.